Okay, day 11 of my Heysen trail walk. It was a rest day here in Aldgate, in the Adelaide Hills. So I didn't do much today. I just kind of chilled out. You can see in the background, I've got stuff everywhere. Petra's bought some stuff up, some supplies to get me through to my next food drop in Kapunda. Got my quilt on the bed there drying off. Got stuff all over the floor in the bedroom here. The lounge room kitchen looks pretty much the same. I've got stuff spread everywhere. So I'll spin around. Anyway, it's all going to go back in the pack in the morning, and I'm going to set off. I might just do a bit of a quick synopsis of what I've experienced so far on that, particularly on the Victor Harbour to Adelaide Hills section, I suppose. Okay, so after leaving Victor Harbour, the Heysen heads inland through rural country mostly, and then it gets into the forestry. Now, the rural country, I kind of knew what was in store there. The forestry was a little bit of a mystery to me. We don't really have much walking like that anywhere else I've walked. It turned out that I ended up doing a big day, so I did most of the forestry in like a day and a half, just because of the issues with camping. Some campsites were full. I passed through on a Saturday night. It wasn't too bad, the forestry. There was a lot of reroutes though, so it pays to keep a close eye on the trail markers. All trails is miles out in spots, and even far out was a little bit out in a couple of spots. I'm finding all trails is really not that accurate on this track at all, whereas far out's normally pretty close, but you know, the topos, between far out the topos, it's pretty easy to keep on track. If you see a reroute, pays to have a look at the topo or a look at far out, and try and just figure out where you reckon they're going to take you, so you kind of know how far off track, or whether you're going to add an extra 5Ks to the walk or drop 5Ks off, or you know, you don't want to be wandering down a country road, miss a marker, and just keep wandering off for the next 2 hours. So it pays to still keep an eye on the map, but the friends group do a great job marking the track. But it is easy, as the markers do get knocked over or whatever, so it is easy to, or it would be possible to miss them. They're not easy to miss. This section of the track from Victor Harbour up to Adelaide Hills was pretty varied, as you see, as far as accommodation. It's got some choices if you want to stay in, you know, roofed accommodation, which I did a couple of nights, camped a few nights. It's also, as you get close to Adelaide, you start getting a few cafes. I had Milo. I stopped for lunch or second brekkie in Milo. Today, Petra's been up. We've been into Handorf. There's cafes in Aldgate. There's cafes in Bridgewater. There's plenty of places to kind of get a feed and just chill out. Highly recommend a rest day in this area. You might be kind of forced into it anyway, because a lot of these places they're expensive, and they're two night minimums. So yeah, sometimes, I mean, you can camp at the Scout place if you want to camp, but if you like me and you want a night to charge everything and wash up, then the roofed accommodation, a lot of it's 2 night minimums. All right. So leaving here, the next leg, I suppose, is to Kapunda, where I've got my next food drop. I'm having all sorts of trouble sorting the logistics for the next week, because I'm running into the King's birthday long weekend, and I'm going to be at the top end of the forestry land on Friday, and it's pretty well booked out. And then next Saturday of the King's birthday is Tanunda, and Sunday's Kapunda. No one will let me do a one night stay. The forestry I found somewhere means I've got to do another 40k day though. I eventually found a spot in Tanunda that would let me stay the Saturday night. Mind you, it's not cheap. It's $280. I've got a food drop at Kapunda at the caravan park. They've got cabins available, but they'll only do 2 nights. So I offered to camp. They won't even let me camp for a night. So I'm going to have to, I've run the pub in Kapunda, and I'm going to stay at the pub and just grab my food from the caravan park. I've explained to them and they're fine with that. I can understand where they're going. They don't want walkers tying up something that's you know, they could hire out for a long weekend. They don't want me tying up in the middle of a long weekend. Although the camping, I would have thought, would have been not so busy, particularly this time of year. Anyway, all right, so all good. I'll touch base tomorrow and actually start walking. I'm not in a huge hurry tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to camp tomorrow night. This section of the trail is notoriously difficult around the Norton Summit area. There's an option to stay at the pub but camp in the kind of gravel area at the side. So we might do that, or I might do something stealth. There's a few other things I'm thinking about. I mean, I could always catch a taxi into town. It's only 15 minutes from the suburbs of Adelaide. We'll see what tomorrow brings. All right, take it easy. Catch you tomorrow.